This video was intended to inform and educate the public.
Hello everybody, and welcome once again to another video here on the Junkyard News. And in today's video news story, we have body cam footage just released by Phoenix police in a January shooting that left one man right to a dirt nap. That's right, body cam footage released by Phoenix police sheds a little bit of light on a January shooting by officers in which the suspect did not survive. You see, officers responded to a complaint call of potential trespassers at an abandoned property back on January 17th. When police arrived, they noticed several people fleeing the property, one of which officers claim had a handgun. Now, the responding officers positioned themselves to come across the path of the fleeing suspect. When they tried to talk to him, like Forrest Gump, the man just kept running. And I have to commend the officers on this first interaction. Upon first look at the video clip, I was surprised. I thought I was about to see somebody getting plugged right in the back as they're running away. But the officers had restraint because this first interaction, it doesn't appear the man raises a firearm, points it at anybody. He just continues to run. So the officers decide that instead of plugging the guy in the back, they would go ahead and reposition and just follow him, call for backup, and see if they get a better opportunity to stop him later.
Resources were requested. The officers got back into their car and continued to follow the man. As the officers got closer to the man, he turned into the entryway of a gated community. The man pointed his handgun in the direction of the officers. One officer fired one round from his rifle, striking the man.
Now, in the second clip provided by Phoenix PD, the cruiser with the officers inside come across the suspect quite a distance away. And it is at such a distance where it's hard to tell what the man does. But the officer claims and shouts out to his partner, "He just pointed the gun at me, bro." And that is when one officer pulls the trigger. The man, who was identified by Phoenix police as 45-year-old Christopher Phillips, was shot and did not survive by police after they reported that he raised a gun and aimed it at two officers who were pursuing him in the vehicle. Now, I find it interesting that in this video that the Phoenix PD put out, because they claim they're transparent, they didn't release the whole video from start to finish. They just clipped out the specific parts that they want the public to see. And after the officer pulls the trigger and you hear the officer start barking orders at the injured man, they cut the video right there. And they claim that the officers tried to render aid to the man, but ended up not surviving. But what you don't see is how long did it take the officers to try to administer first aid and stop the bleeding, and try to minimize the damage that was caused to this individual, and try to save his life. They don't show you that. They cut the video that they produced right there. Now, in unedited videos of prior police shootings, if we go by those and the history, most likely my opinion would be because the suspect was claimed to have had a firearm and most likely could potentially be seen somewhere around the man that's now lying on the ground, they probably waited for other officers to arrive on scene and continued barking orders until the man stopped moving and stopped moaning and stopped breathing. I mean, what's the rush? He's injured. He's lying there. What's better for officer safety? Do you want to go towards a suspect that's injured and still has a firearm somewhere nearby him? Or you want to wait till he stops moving for officer safety? Again, I find it interesting that they don't show you in the video how long it took for officers to attempt to render aid. And even though we'll probably never know, because who knows if they end up down the line releasing the entire video and all the footage, comment what you think. How many minutes do you think went by between the officers coming up to the injured man, barking orders, to when they actually attempted to take him into custody and start rendering aid? How long do you think they waited? Guess the amount of time. Go ahead and put it in the comments. How many minutes do you think went by? And maybe if down the line they release the entire video, we'll be able to see who guessed right. Thank you again for watching this video here on the Junkyard News. Be careful, people. I'm telling you, the next interaction you have with a Leo, we could be highlighting you in the next video. Thanks again.
The complaint indicated that there were multiple trespassers in an abandoned home. When officers approached the house, people ran from the home and jumped the back wall of the property. Officers went to the back of the home and saw a man running west on Baseline Road. The officers drove their marked police Tahoe to cut off the man and contact him. As they stopped their Tahoe and got out, the man continued to run away from them. Officers noticed that the man was carrying a gun in his hand. Here is body-worn camera footage from one of the officers who initially contacted the man. There is no audio during a portion of this video because it is during the buffer period of the recording.
Don't. 803 X-ray. Hold on. Yeah, can we start a couple more units? Hey, grab my rifle! So, gentleman running away, red jacket with the gun in his hand.
Additional officers and resources were requested. The officers got back into their car and continued to follow the man. As the officers got closer to the man, he turned into the entryway of a gated community. The man pointed his handgun in the direction of the officers. One officer fired one round from his rifle, striking the man. The man fell to the ground. Here is body-worn camera footage from this portion of the incident.
Oh, you're pointing at me, bro. $998, 35th and Park. Subject's down. You're pointing the gun at me, bro. Don't reach for the gun! Don't reach!
Following the shooting, officers rendered aid to the man prior to him being transported to a nearby hospital. The man did not survive his injuries. A handgun was recovered next to where the man fell to the ground. The officer involved in this shooting is assigned to the Maryville Estrella Mountain Precinct and has approximately 8 years of service with the department. This incident is the subject of a criminal investigation to be reviewed by the Maricopa County Attorney's Office. It is also the subject of an administrative investigation. Conclusions about whether the actions of the officers are consistent with department policy and the law will not be made until all facts are known and the investigation is complete.
This video was intended to inform and educate the public about a critical incident in our community.
What you gonna do when they come for you?
998, 35th and Park. Subject's down.
Videos uploaded by the Junkyard News are helped in part by viewers just like you. You can show your support for this channel by clicking the thumbs up, sharing our videos, or hitting that all-important support button on our channel page. Don't want to miss a video or a story? Make sure to check us out and like us on Facebook at The Junkyard News.